Now, London's chronic housing shortage will see thousands descend on the Mayor's office on Saturday to demand a solution. They say rents in the British capital have been driven to unaffordable levels. Elsewhere in the UK, communities are rallying round to help others struggling to keep their homes. Anastasia Churkina reports.
My home is my castle, a concept on its way to becoming utopian for a rising number of Brits who face being kicked out onto the streets. 63-year-old Tom Crawford is fighting cancer. A law-abiding citizen his entire life, Tom is also fighting against a system which he says terrorizes people like him.
The courts are supposed to be protecting the people. They're protecting the banks. The police are supposed to be protecting the people. That's their oath. And they don't stand on their oath, and they protect the banks.
The grandfather of two took out a mortgage and bought a home in the 1980s for just over £40,000. He's lived here for 25 years with his wife Sue and says he's paid off the mortgage in full. When the bank which provided the loan went bust, another company set up by the government took it on and insisted only the interest had been paid.
The price of this house wouldn't buy a decent Mercedes for one of their executives. That's how pathetic these people are. They're giving up on the money now. They want the properties.
If they manage to get them out, they'll lose everything. And they've paid for it. They've paid for it. They just need someone to look at our evidence. That's all, really.
Tom is a local hero in his town. Hundreds of supporters flock to his home in Carlton, Nottingham from the crack of dawn as he gets yet another notice that bailiffs are coming to kick him out.
Would you want to be thrown out of your house if you knew you'd rightfully paid for it all?
Tom's case is largely symbolic as the issue of eviction has become all too familiar across the UK as an increasing number of people struggle to keep their homes across the country. According to the latest figures released by the UK Ministry of Justice, over 40,000 properties were repossessed in the 12 months to September, affecting an estimated 90,000 people.
That's a lot of sadness out there.
That's a staggering 49% increase compared to the same period just 4 years ago.
Now, the parliamentarians know about this. They're doing nothing about it. And what we are all trying to do is wake the rest of the people up to the understanding that it could happen to them.
Stagnating wages combined with a skyrocketing cost of living are the contributing factors in most eviction cases. But stories like Tom's show that the problem is much more complicated.
We have the evidence, we have the facts to present to the court, and the courts ignore us. The courts say we're not interested in that. And the reason they do that is because the judiciary have been told if you find against the banks, the whole financial system will collapse.
This community has so far been able to prevent Tom's eviction. When bailiffs arrived, they were chased away by the crowd, leaving him be until the next eviction notice arrives in his mailbox. Anastasia Churkina, RT, Carlton, Nottingham.
Last week's death of Saudi